It is.
All right, so next we're going to go on to people who've signed up to speak on the topic of the athletic director position. Once the room clears out. It is, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'd like to remind everybody the rules. When we have over 5 people, try to keep your comments to 2 minutes if you can to allow everybody to speak. First up, I have Ken Stankovich. State your name and address for the record, please. There's some more chairs. You can, come on in. We're all friends here.
I think it's appropriate. You can take a knee if you want.
No, we don't take these here. There's 3.
Football reference.
I take that back, sorry. There's 3 open seats here. We do? Go ahead.
Okay.
We're back in order.
All right, Ken Stankovich, 142 Kilbuck Drive, Monroeville. Monroeville resident for the last 21 years now. And as president of Gateway Football Boosters over the last few years, I've had the opportunity to not only get to know, but also get to work with Coach Don Hall. One thing I've found in working with him, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised as a graduate of the Naval Academy, I guess it should be expected. But what I found is a very bright man, very organized, very dedicated, focused, and structured individual. My dealings with him are pretty much 12 months a year, from preseason through the season, dealing with budgets, coordinating events, schedules. One aspect of my job I never had to worry about was the responsibilities of coach. I always knew what was expected of him would be delivered to me on time within what was needed. So made my job easy knowing that. The other thing that surprised me in working with him is a fiscally responsible individual. Realizing we struggle with our fundraising, as you all know, with your gracious effort to support us with rings. His wishes and desires are very reasonable. We met at the beginning of the year. Hey, Ken, these are my priorities. These are secondary. Let's figure out what we can do, what we can maybe put off to next year, what we can maybe fundraise. But very fiscally responsible. And I know as an athletic director working for a school district who is also very fiscally responsible, he aligns very well with what you're trying to accomplish. So from a business perspective, I really can't see anyone more qualified than him. But to close real quickly, what separates him from the others is he's not a Gateway guy, but I'm not sure I've ever met anyone more passionate about the Gateway Athletic Department, the Gateway School District, Monroeville, Pitcairn. Dr. Short, you and I spoke briefly when we had the student body incident in McKeesport, and I talked about Coach Hall demanding that we rep the G. He means it. He believes it. He has a passion for the school district and will do whatever he can to make sure that we are doing the best that we can as a district, as an athletic department moving forward. And as I said, I don't think there's a better candidate you can have professionally, business-wise, and a passion for the school district than Don Hall. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Stankovich. Don Nicolazzo. After Don, on deck will be Jill Shetty.
Good evening, Dawn Nicolazzo, 209 Londonderry Court, Monroeville. I'm here to speak on behalf of Don Hall. I've had the pleasure of working with Don Hall in several capacities since he joined our Gateway family in February 2016. Don brings leadership qualities to our district that can't be duplicated. Athletes under Don's leadership are respected and, most importantly, respectful. Inclusiveness and unity are a part of our athletic and activity program. Don includes the cheerleaders and band as a part of the success of the football program. He makes a point of attending band camp and thanking them for their hard work and success. Football players pass out cold treats to show their support and thanks. He hosts a picnic at his home for senior players and cheerleaders each year and discusses qualities of a leader, being a positive role model in future endeavors beyond high school. Our elementary summer reading program has benefited from Don's influence of promoting positive social interactions and role modeling between high school athletes and elementary students. His manner never demands respect. He earns respect by giving respect. It doesn't matter your color, age, sex, or status in the community. Don treats everyone with dignity and respect. He is a part of our community already and looking forward to putting roots down in our community. Don has the qualities that exemplify the athletic director we need here at Gateway. He has the vision, charisma, emotional intelligence, integrity, character, and grit our district needs and will benefit from now and for years to come. He does not see color nor sex. He sees children who deserve every opportunity to try and succeed no matter their ability if they have the desire and heart. He sees a community who loves their black and gold and wants the best for their students, just as he does. I would like to end with a quote from President Woodrow Wilson that I feel describes the work ethic of Don Hall and what he brings to the table as candidate for athletic director. You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget the errand. Please consider Don Hall as the most successful candidate for athletic director. He is the leader our district and community will benefit from the most. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dawn. Mrs. Fischetti.
Now, see, I get to work with Dawn with dirty laundry. So, my name's Jill Fischetti. I'm a secretary at Gateway Middle School, and I don't like to public speak. Those of you that know me, I love to talk, but not in front of a group, so I'm a little nervous.
You're fine.
But I just want you to know how strongly I feel. I know the board all knows because I have sent emails, letters. I'm sure you're sick of me by now, but that's how strongly I feel about what a fantastic person Don is, and I think he would be a fantastic athletic director as well. So one thing that I'm sure he would never tell anybody, he's very kind, very humble. Derek Aker, anybody that knows Derek, has been around for years. His father recently passed away, and he actually took the day off to go to the funeral for Derek. And myself, he helped me when I lost a niece and a nephew. So I know he wouldn't tell people that, but it was very important, and that's something that I'll never forget. So that's it. I really think he should be considered as the athletic director and
Thank you,
coach.
Jill.
We can't lose him as our coach.
Kip Stewart, you're next.
That was a little hot. Well, my name is Kip Stewart, 301 Ricky Drive. I'm the president of Gateway Midget Football Cheerleading Association. These are my executive board members, Dennis Biggs and Dev Woods. Coming to you on behalf of Coach Hall. For our perspective, he has been a tremendous help to our organization. We kind of both came in at the same time as far as our board that we have now currently, and Coach Hall. He's helped us in terms of planning, organizing, schematics. He spent countless hours of time with us, our kids. He shows up at our senior days, our speed and agility camps, comes down to our scrimmages, comes to games. To me, there's no other person or image that I would want an athletic director as well as a head coach. I can share a quick story with you. There's a man named Bob Jacoby. He's a Whip Hill Hall of Fame inductee head coach. He was also athletic director and a head coach of Bishop Canevin Catholic, which I graduated from. He was a great impact in my life. And one of the reasons why I say that is because his door was always open. Continuity, stability, and everything, and integrity are all great, but connectivity was awesome because he was always there. So he can be a coach, but to be an athletic director, if you really want like fruitful impact, these are the things that you kind of need to implement in your school. You're speaking to somebody who has actually felt the impact of that and the fruits of that. I'll let these two gentlemen.
One of the things that I thought about, because I spoke a couple weeks ago regarding Coach Hall, was the impact away from sports. And one of the things that really stands with me as a board member for GMFCA, as well as a parent within the school district, is my son was actually a team manager this past year. And one of the things that Coach Hall did was he really impacted my son to the point he wants him to be a good human. And so he really brought him into the entire high school team. He gave them a book. The book's called The Champion's Mind. So my son, he really hates reading, but I find him reading the book because Coach Hall gave him that book, and he wants to be a good human. He wants to be a better student. He wants to be a better student athlete. He wants to impact just like other people have impacted him. And I think that's what really matters when it comes to an individual that shares those kind of leader quality skills that Coach Hall has. So I would definitely love to see Coach Hall in that position of athletic director and of head coach as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Zach Smith.
Good evening, Zach Smith, 221 Britton Street, Monroeville, resident of 18 years, current head coach at Gateway Middle School. Coach Biggs stole something from me here, stole my air. I got to meet Coach Hall when he was introduced in the ALGI, and everybody had a lot of problems about asking, were you going to drive 45, 50 minutes every day? He did. You heard from several people say about his business, about leadership roles, and Biggs just recently about being a good human being. You're only asked in life once to be a good human being. I got to experience something with him that nobody in the room here has. It was on my first year. They were running the offense. The man's name was Travis, who ran a slant to catch the ball. Coach Hall was distracted and was taken out by that football player. The team didn't know what to do. The kid was almost in tears. Don Hall laid there motionless. Nobody really knew what was about to happen, nor did I. He gathered his thoughts, Coach Hall. The team was standing around him. Travis was in tears. He told everybody to take a knee, collect their thoughts and have a moment. If they wanted to say a prayer to whoever they prayed to, they could do that. Coach Hall went and got some attention, came right back at it. At that point, I knew my kid was in good hands. That is a good human being. He didn't lose his cool. He kept going and continued on and limped throughout the day. I urge you to continue your thoughts on giving him a chance at an athletic director's position. A good human being is that exactly it. Coach Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. John Walker.
Evening, everybody. Can't believe I'm here again. John Walker, 733 Illini Drive. I've lived in Monroeville 55 years. I might have everybody beat except for Dr. Short.
He doesn't live here.
Not much. A year, maybe. I don't think we need to talk about Coach Hall's resume. I think that speaks for itself. I'm going to be very quick and very brief. I think what I want to say is about the academic end of sports. to me, they're intertwined. And this man has proven in the football side of it that he's successful. And I think when you get successful in sports, you're successful in academics, you're successful in life. And what he did with the football program, I think he will do for your sports programs, every one of them. And I think Scotty, going to remember 4 or 5 years ago, me questioning this hire, and he converted me to a believer in this man. I still call to this man to this day to help me with things I have to do. One of the most intelligent man I know, men. So that's about it. If you guys want to keep him here, I'd say keep him here. He will. It's worth every penny you pay him, and he is worth the hire. He is worth this community. He wants to be in this community. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Anthony Hampton.
Good evening. Anthony Hampton, 513 Lyrics Road in Garden City, Monroeville. I met Coach Hall 2017 for my senior year. And those for you have known the past football years, and when I was here anyway, we were coming off some tough times, some tough losses. And when I met Coach Hall, I was almost in awe for real because, and I'm sorry for my informal language here, but you know, he was a man that made you want to do better. He gave me 3 characteristics that I still use to this day. Coach Hall is very transparent. He's not going to lie to you. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels and what you're doing and what you're not doing. And I really respected that because at the time when I was a young man, I really needed that. And that's changed the way I live my life, like for real. Number 2, his commitment. A point was brought here earlier that he drives 50 minutes on the turnpike to come here, and he does not live here. And I've been to his house for that senior picnic that year. And that's when I really realized the commitment this man was making to this community, and it's paying off. We got 2 championships, and he's been here 3 years. That he's already in question to be the best coach in Gateway history, like, if you think about it. And number 3, he's just a natural leader. Coming from that military background, he'll show you how to be a leader, and he'll show you and he'll point you in the direct direction that you need to go. And he influenced me on some of my decisions. He helped me in my personal life. Even though I haven't talked to him besides today to come here, I knew I had to come here to speak because this man has done things that he doesn't even know he's done. And he has a great coaching staff behind him. This is a great coaching staff. And I truly believe there's no better candidate to have him as his athletic director.
Thank you. Thanks, Anthony. Derek Acar? Aker. Hi, Derek.
Hi, my name's 1484 Capital Road, Monroeville. Coach Hall is a good man, head coach, great coaching staff, and I want him AD. That's what I want. I want him AD full time. That's what I want.
All right. Thank you, Derek. George Lapsevich.
Good evening, Board. Good to see you again. Good evening. I'm here tonight to speak about a good man, a family man, a teacher, a coach, a mentor, and one who has served our country proudly. He is well-schooled in the Whipple rules and regulations, and most importantly, in our school district. You all know who I'm talking about. It is Coach Don Hall. When you talk to any players or students, they all talk of him with utmost respect. He was hired 4 years ago for his background, confidence, compassion, and experience, and has more than proven himself in his past 4 years at Gateway. He has elevated our football team on our school district as a force to be reckoned with, on and off the field. I was on a school board when we hired him and have worked with him as I was on the athletic board. So honestly, I can say I've seen him firsthand doing his job and doing it quite well. As far as the school policy goes, it was a resolution in July 25th, 2018, that any administrator could be a head coach. The vote that night was 8 yeas, 1 no. So why change the position now because of some whims or of a few? I, for one, see no rhyme or reason for this policy change other than for someone's own agenda. I hope you all back me keeping Coach Hall at Gateway as our athletic director. Let's keep going forward, not backwards. When I was on school board, our motivation was honesty and transparency, not politics. So let's keep it that way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lefkowitz. Is there anyone who did not sign up who wishes to address the board?
Good evening. My name is Jory Jackson, 527 Fieldstone Drive, Monroeville. I've been a resident since 2010. I have 4 children and my husband, and we chose to come to Gateway. I always knew I got my first place probably in like 99 out here, but then we moved and then had children. So we became a part of the school district in 2010. And I have 4 children, and we're not done. We're still rolling through. We'll be Gators for life. And I've come to speak on behalf of Coach Hall. And my son, he graduated last year. And I look at what he did through football. Man, you know, I'm just a mom, just a parent, biggest fan, but still, you know, I look at what he learned, and he brought a brotherhood to those kids, you know, just going away. And I just watched my son grow, and to where football became, okay, we play basketball, baseball, you know, football, but football became his passion. And I credit Coach Hall for that. And just what he just taught them, it's a family, and he's very diverse. We need that. And he's young, and these kids look up to him like he's more a leader, great leader, father, family. He travels for us. And that's because this is his passion. He is a Gator, and he wears it. And these kids deserve that. We deserve it as a community. And he would be the best athletic director for us. We need it. And I hope you get this.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to address the board before we move on?